What up, what up, what up, man? Oh, it's gonna be a barn burner this morning. It's gonna be a barn burner this morning. Money talks. Bullshit. Walks. Social. Hey, what's going on, May Inc? Good morning to you. All right, that's work. Good morning to you. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. How are you guys doing? Good morning. Today, man, New Black Wall Street. We are going to be talking about image. And particularly, we're going to talk about this thing what someone gave me the name for today called social media rich. And I want you guys to understand that May Morning, fantastic, that what you see is not always what it is. And there are a lot of people faking the funk. And I'm going to share with you just a situation, just something that occurred. And I figured this is a great topic to discuss because, you know, some people call it keeping up with the Joneses, keeping up with the Perrys, keeping up with the Winfreys or whoever. And I'm telling you, like, one of the reasons why the broke folks stay broke is because of the decisions that they make. And we'll talk about that here today on New Black Wall Street, the decisions that they make. Right? You trying to live a life that you can't afford. That's one way to stay broke. And don't get mad at everybody else because of the decision that you've made. The car that you decided to drive. The house that you decided to get, the apartment that you decided to live in. Don't get mad at everybody else because of the decisions that you made that lead you to broke, busted, and disgusted. And then don't even make it more paramount by making someone a villain because they tell you no when you ask them to borrow money to live a life that you can't afford. Oh, it's gonna get hot up in here today. Man, the New Black Wall Street, y'all know what time it is. Mr. DJ, hit the music.
The New Black Wall Street. Do it right, build wealth, live life, economic empowerment, real tips, insight on the New Black Wall Street. Yeah. It's on the New Black Wall Street. He's your host.
Yeah, we wising up in here, man. Thanks so much for joining us here today on the New Black Wall Street. Another episode of Money Talks and Bullshit Walks. I'm your host, ERGJ, your certified financial educator, CEO of ERGJ Enterprises, ERGJ Black Bazaar, and international best-selling author of the book, The Black Billionaires Club. That book there is a study of Black wealth. That book there is a study of the 12 richest Black people in the world today and how they built their wealth. And I just truly believe that if you want to be wealthy, that's a big if, by the way. But if you do, I recommend that you study wealthy people. It did it again. Come on now. You ain't gonna play? It ain't playing. Play. It ain't playing. I don't know what it's gonna do. Anyway, so you can go to the website by simply going to theblackbillionairesclub.com, theblackbillionairesclub.com. That's right, man. Study wealthy people. Everybody put in the comments, go study, man. You just simply go to the website, theblackbillionairesclub.com, theblackbillionairesclub.com. Pick up your copy today, the hard copy, the ebook. If you speak French, I got it in French. It's available as well because I wanted to make sure my brothers and sisters in the diaspora could study wealthy people. And 6 of those people are in Nigeria. So we have wealth all across the world and that look like us. And I think it's important that we know these people and what they've done. That's why I wrote the book. But you have to choose to read the book. And I'm telling you that Black wealth is a Black choice. And for some reason, we as Black folk have been miseducated, misguided to believe that we can continue to complain about what other people are or are not doing, but never look in the mirror and see what we are or are not doing, to take a look at our choices. Well, go ahead and hit the like button, the share button if you care about your fellow brother and sister, because today is going to be a barn burner, and it's going to hurt some people's feelings. I'm going to tell you that, because in our mind, we think we're right. And I'll tell you what, you are right. You are right, right? As you think, so are you. You are right. No matter how broke you are right. But if you want to level up, well, you got to start to say, you know what? Maybe something is wrong. Maybe, just maybe, something is wrong. My main man over at Instagram says, studying the wealthy and doing what they do is how you get to where they are. Just start doing it on a smaller scale. Absolutely. Absolutely. Today's episode is being sponsored by ERGJ Black Bazaar, the Afrocentric marketplace, where we specialize in Afrocentric home decor, personal care products, and then also African Black art inspired gifts. When you come to the website, man, just come on, check it out. We do have the rest of the 2020 calendars available, African American calendars. Go ahead and check them out here. You can go pick you up a calendar and get ready for 2020. Reason why I want you to get a calendar, pick up a planner, because I want you to understand that you don't get rich by hope. You get rich by plan. You don't just get rich by prayer. Hopefully the prayer will bring you the plan. You still need the plan. And then after the plan, you execute that plan. How many of you guys that are watching right now have a get-rich plan? A get-rich plan. Now, here's the deal. You don't need a plan to be broke. That's pretty easy. I mean, it's pretty easy. You don't need a plan to be broke. But I'm telling you, you need a plan to get out of debt. You need a plan to get rich. You don't need a plan to be broke. That's pretty easy to do. You understand what I'm saying? That is easy to do. How many guys have found it is easy to be broke? How many guys have found it is easy to be in debt? How many guys have found it's easy to live a life that you can't afford? That's easy. This main man said, I have a legacy plan in motion. And your legacy, your inheritance, it depends on your plan. How many of you guys have a get-rich plan? And I'm talking about 2020, baby. I'm talking about for real, you got a get-rich plan. You first, before you can get rich, you got to get out of debt. That's ground zero. You got to get out of debt. That's ground zero. Okay, so if you're not there, let's start with a get out of debt plan. What's going to take for you to get out of debt so you can stop being a slave to the lender? Now, there's two different types of debt. I'm talking to you about your personal debt, not your business debt. Your business debt is on your business name, hopefully. But your personal debt, how many guys have a get out of personal debt plan? It's not just going to happen. Too many people wake up in the morning and say, man, it's just going to happen today. No, it doesn't work like that. Your steps are ordered by the Lord, but will you follow those steps? You need a get rich plan. Everybody put a console plan. You need a get rich plan. Well, we're going to start our day like we always do, a little daily motivation for African American success. And it's going to come from our good brother, Mr. Dennis P. Kimbrough. Daily Motivations for African American Success by Mr. Dennis P. Kimbrough. Today's title is Spirit in the Dark. Spirit in the Dark. And our quote today comes from Maya Angelou. Now, she actually has one of the calendars. The Maya Angelou calendar is available for 2020. And you can start your plan today. You don't have to wait till January 1st, by the way. Here's her quote from Maya Angelou, the writer. And she says this, and I quote, that's what I'm talking about, May. Ain't 15 grand left out of their $60,000 loan or whatever you had in debt. Man, you better get it. And I quote, in spite of everything that was done to me in my race, in spite of the adversity and the bitter moments, again, we rise. Again, we rise. Again, we rise. Now, I don't care. I really don't care. I really don't care what has happened in your life. That's the past. You can keep talking about it if you want to. What I want to talk about is where you're at and where you want to go. Now, it's important to know your history, to understand your psyche and why you act the way you act and all that good stuff. But what's most important to me as it relates to your future is where you are and where you want to go. Okay? Now, you can dwell in the past. You can keep telling the story over and over and over again. You can try to get people to sympathize or empathize and try to understand why you do the things you do and why you act the way you act and why you react the way you act. We can do that. But that's staying in the past. What we really need to understand is like, hey, regardless of what has happened, I can choose to change. I don't have to react like that. I can choose to react different. I don't have to stay immature. I can choose to grow up. I can choose that. Or I can validate why I do, why I respond, why I talk like this by my past. How many guys know people who are still living in the past? They woke up this morning, hopefully, fantastic Thursday, Halloween day for some people, and they still talking about yesterday. Well, yesterday, and 3 days ago, and last week, you can hear it in the conversation. You're like, wait a second, how come you always talking about what did happen? Let's talk about what is happening and what we're going to make happen. This is the difference in just in vocabulary alone. Some people, all they do is talk about the past, things that you can't change. And they ain't trying to learn from it. They just want to talk about it. I don't dwell in the past. I can't change that. But I can change the direction of my future. I can change that. So I must what? Accept. Everybody put in the comments, so accept. I must accept the past. That's something that I cannot change. We ask God to grant us the courage to accept what we can't change. Something that you can't change. I want to let you know this in case you don't know. You can't change your past. But you can change your present in order to affect the direction of your future. You can change your attitude. You can change your vocabulary. You can change how you talk to people. You can change how you treat people. You can change your spending habits. You can change the channel. You can't change the past, so accept it, learn from it, move on, stop talking about it. Our passage of the day. Let's get some motivation. Let's get it. To ask, what is the role of attitude in a person's success or failure? It's like asking, what is the role of water in the Atlantic Ocean? Attitude comes very close to determining success or failure. With a great attitude, a person can succeed, although he may start with little else. Attitude makes the sale or loses it. One evening, a young man took a shortcut home through the cemetery. As luck would have it, he fell into an open grave. He screamed and desperately tried to climb out, but to no avail. With no one to hear his pleas, he settled down in a darkened corner of the grave to wait for morning. A short time later, another man strolled along through the cemetery, taking the same shortcut home, and he too fell into the same grave. He started clawing and shouting, trying to get out just as the first had done. Suddenly, the second fellow heard a voice out of the black corner of the grave say, "You might as well give up. You'll never get out." But he did. The most powerful thing you can do to change your circumstances is to change your attitude. It is attitude, not aptitude, that governs altitude. We're not born with a drive to succeed. That quality comes from learning or experience or both. But we are born with an exuberance and curiosity. And when these qualities are combined with motivation and positive expectations, we can expect great results. Attitude helps to explain why some of the least likely people succeed beyond all expectations. This is why the timid young girl becomes a leading actress, or the boy with terribly burned legs becomes a world-class track star, or the kid with a low self-image goes on to make millions and carve a name for himself in industry and finance. On the other hand, our colleagues in universities are filled with sharp, articulate students who unfortunately will never reach their full potential because they lack the most vital ingredient of all: attitude. The great craving to succeed. The great craving to succeed. Attitude. Everybody put it down. So attitude. You got to check your attitude. And here's the funny part about this. Here's the scary part. Is that how many guys know some people who have a terrible attitude, but they think their attitude is great? I don't know what to do with that person. They think, man, I got a good attitude. They think I treat people well. They think I can say what I want and do what I want and all this good stuff. They think their attitude is phenomenal. And everyone else is looking like, damn, you got a damn jacked up attitude. How do you help that person? They think they got a good attitude, although people will tell them, you always cutting people off, you're nasty, you insult people, all this stuff. But they think my attitude is just fine. But then if they really take a look at the results in their life, oh my goodness, it don't add up. Here's our quote. Here's our affirmation today, guys. We'll get right to I got some stuff to share with you guys today. We can talk about this because I was trying to add some stuff up myself. But anyway, here is our affirmation today. Here's what you want to allow to take root to your subconscious, your heart. And then you can grow and develop it by just repeating it over and over again. And by repeating something over and over again, you can begin to change your vocabulary. You can begin to change how you talk about yourself. Affirmations have been known to change people's attitude. Repeat after me. I free myself. I free myself. I free myself from a negative or self-limiting attitude. I welcome the opportunities that will come my way. Again, repeat after me. I free myself from a negative or self-limiting attitude. I welcome the opportunities that will come my way. How many guys know that there's some opportunities that are simply passing you by because of your attitude? Let's do it one more time for the people in the back, the people in the way back. Our affirmation of the day. Some self-talk to help you with your vocabulary, to help you hopefully with your attitude. Repeat after me. I free myself from a negative or self-limiting attitude. And I welcome the opportunities that will come my way. Spirit in the Dark. Daily Motivations for African American Success by Mr. Dennis P. Kimbrough. Daily Motivations for African American Success by Mr. Dennis P. Kimbrough. Now, beautiful people, let's get right into this thing, man. I already mentioned to you guys it's about having a get-rich plan. I believe that's important if you really want to get rich. Now, you ain't gonna have no plan if you don't want to get rich. You're not gonna create a plan if you don't want to get out of debt. So I understand that it's all about your desire. Some of you simply don't desire to be out of debt. You want to be out of debt. You think about getting out of debt, but you don't really desire to get out of debt, because if you desired it, then there was to be some action that takes place from your desire, not just talk. But I wanted to talk about this concept here today, and I want to share with you guys a little story about social media rich. And I think this is one of the reasons why many broke folks stay broke. Why you stay broke? because of the image that you're trying to live up to. And it's just like being a liar. You know how someone lies and they got to keep on lying in order to keep up with the lie? Well, it's the same thing with image. Once you portray that this is who you are and this is what you can do, you have to keep up with it, even if you can't afford to, because you're so consumed with image. Now, let me share a little story with you, and I hope I don't offend anybody, but if I do, it's probably okay, because I'm supposed to offend some people, because some people are supposed to leave because they don't want to hear the truth. They don't want to really hear what people really got to say when they start having real conversations. So it hurts their ears to hear someone really tell about what's really going on out here. So lo and behold, a former pops back up in the life. And that former is in some financial trouble. And that former is asking for help. Now, I will tell you this, I'm not the guy who gives people fish anymore. I'll be more than happy to teach you how to fish, but I'm not giving you no fish. You've known me this long, you could have learned how to fish any point in time, but you chose not to. And so don't come asking for fish if you're not willing to learn how to fish. So, what happens? I need some help. My light's about to get cut off. I want to get them cut back on before my son comes back. It's been really tough out here. Now, in my mind, I'm like, wait a second. I get it. I understand. I can't help you because I don't really know. I'm all about exchange. Like, what can you do for me? Like, you pop in my life, ask. You didn't say, hey, can I wash your windows? Can I clean the house? Something. I'm just not giving you money. All this time I could have helped you stay out of this situation, but now you're in this situation, it don't matter. And I know that you're going to get it some kind of way, because at the end of the day, you'll probably manipulate somebody to get it. But here's the deal. I really want to paint this canvas for you and help you understand, like, how does this make sense? And somebody help me today. Because here's what I was saying to myself. I said, you're talented. You're young. You're beautiful. You got skills. You're in a good industry, $1 trillion industry. She does hair and she does nails. She's in a good location. And I'm like, this does not add up. How are you broke? Talented, ambition, attractive, skills. You do hair, nails, you do lashes, you do training. How are you broke? Now, if I were to come to you and I would give you this scenario, beautiful, talented, right industry, $1 trillion industry, hair, nails, beauty industry. It's a recession-proof business. Would you, if I told you at the end of that equation that 2 + 2 = 4, and I did this 2 + 2 and you equals broke, wouldn't you be like, what's wrong? Something is wrong. What's wrong? So then I began to say, I said, dang, you putting on this, you social media rich. You trying to lead all these women. You trying to act like, you're traveling the world. You try, all this stuff you're trying to put on the image of wealth and happiness. But yet you're broke, busted, and disgusted. And now you're reduced to trying to get help from your ex to try to get him to pay for your lights to stay on. Because he got a soft spot for your son. Not this time. You don't want to learn how to fish. But you keep going to places trying to get people to give you fish, and you got so much right in your hand. So then I said, what's going on? You're trying to live a life that you can't afford. The nice house, the nice car. But here's the deal, guys. She chose all this. You chose the house that you live in. You chose the mortgage or the rent. You chose the cable and all the channels. You chose the car that you drive. You chose all of that. So how do you get to a position? Because you're trying, your expenses, your living is outweighing your income. You couldn't wait to get that stuff till you could afford it. You had to get it now. And I know that if the lights are getting cut off, that means it's been past due more than 1 month. And now you're in this position. And many people are in this position because you keep trying to live a life for image so that people can see that you're doing great. When in actuality, you're broke busters, because this is what I tell people. I know a lot of people who make a lot of money who are still broke because you don't follow simple principles, disciplines as it relates to money. You won't learn, you won't get the education, you won't go to the class, and you keep doing what you've been doing. And I just never wanted to be in a position in my life personally where I'm reduced to begging for money from somebody else, especially somebody that was in my past. But I get it, I'm the money guy. So at least he cares enough about me that he'll just help me out this time. No. And then what happens when you don't get the help? When you're in the desperation and you need something, and then the person who you ask won't give it to you, now you get upset. Now the person that you ask becomes your enemy because they won't abide by what you want in your, I would call, your selfish ways. This is crazy. So what happened here, guys, is I was walking the dog this morning, and I was just this is in my mind. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. Now I could help her get rich. I really could. She got the goods, but she won't come to class. She won't join the club. She won't engage in the process of learning. And then I said, you know what I realized? You want to know why she's broke? I'll tell you why she's broke. It's a couple reasons. Number one, she's broke because of the lifestyle that she chose. Everybody putting down on lifestyle. Many of you are broke because of the lifestyle that you choose. You can't afford to live how you've been living. Now, she'll have some snide words to say of me because, as you see, I'm in a room. This is my sister's old bedroom. You know what? I had to choose giving up image in order to get rich. Some of y'all don't understand that. I don't care if you know that I'm in my sister's old room. That don't matter to me because I chose to pay $200 a month versus $2,000 a month. And guess what I'm doing that extra $1,800? I'm getting rich. Guess what else I'm doing? I'm making sure that my mother doesn't retire broke. Guess what else I'm doing? I'm taking care of her. So I don't care what you think about me. I chose a lifestyle that helps me get rich. You choose a lifestyle that keeps you broke. You understand? These are decisions. And so while you're trying to look rich, you're trying to have the nice chandelier and the nice chairs and all this stuff that at the end of the day loses value every day. At the end of the day, you don't understand assets versus liabilities. At the end of the day, when you need money, that stuff is not going to pay you. Lifestyle, number one. Why else do the broke stay broke? Number two, associations. I can tell you there's no money person in her corner. Probably doesn't have an accountant, a financial expert, someone that she's hired, or a friend who's wise with money. So although she has learned how to do hair, although she knows how to do lashes, although she knows how to get money, she doesn't know what to do with it because we don't have financial education as a prerequisite in any of our school systems. So it's going to be your associations. And so while I have developed the Black Billionaires Club and we focus on learning about money and learning from billionaires, most people are simply dealing with whoever's in their circle. Now, I would imagine that who's in her circle? Other beauticians who are probably also broke. Now, how are you going to get out of broke if everybody that you hang around wants to look beautiful and look like they're rich, but they're still broke? It's your associations. Who you choose to be around? Who is talking to you about money? Who's talking to you about investing? Who's talking to you about making sure you got something saved up for your child to be able to go to college or to start their business or whatever the case may be? Who's talking to you about your financial future? Lifestyle number one. You were choosing these things. Associations number two. You were choosing your friends. You know the type of choice I made? I'm just choosing. I'm going to kick all the broke people got to go. Now, it's different, though. I want you to understand when I say that, you cannot have money, but you can still have a rich mentality. And you have a desire to fix your problem. That's not broke to me. I can work with that. You going somewhere. That's just temporary. But man, when you have no desire and you're not willing to do what's necessary to learn, you're going to stay where you are. And then number three, which actually should be number one. We talked about it earlier. Lifestyle, association, attitude. How dare you get mad at a person that you ask for help when they tell you no? That's a bad attitude. How dare you not ask to learn instead of asking for money? That's a bad attitude. Let me show you the difference. I had a student, new student, come to me. She seen my posts and stuff like that. Said, man, can you help me get rich? You know what I said? Absolutely. She said, well, what do I got to do? I said, let's meet and talk about it today. We met and talked about it today. I put her on a plan. I gave her some product. Y'all know I gave her some product. Boom, put this in her hand. Gave her 6 of them. Would you believe? That was 2 days ago on the 29th. She hit me last night. She texted me last night. So out of the 6 I gave her, she said, I sold 4 of them. I sold 4. That means she got 2 left. So I'm like, yes, now I got to figure out what else I can put in her hand so she can go and make her own money. She can go earn her own money. Attitude. Now, here's the deal. You put yourself in a compromising position, you lose leverage when you have to ask other people for help. Now, it's not that you shouldn't at some point in time. We all need help. But you're able-bodied. You got all this stuff. But yet you're broke. And now you think your emergency should become someone else's. Not realizing, well, wait a second. He can actually teach me how to fix my problem. He can actually help me earn the money that I need for my rent or for my light bills or whatever. But I'm not asking that. I'm not trying to be around. I just need a one-time fix. It's like being on crack. I just need a fix. And then I'm going to go back to doing what I've been doing. And I'll be back in a few months because this little fix is only a Band-Aid. I'm not trying to change. I just want some money right now. Reminds me of a man at the beautiful gate. He was begging Peter and Paul. What did they say? Man, money we have not, but what we do have, we give unto you. Rise and walk. Now, I don't know really what rise and walk meant, but I think it meant go to work. You sitting out here acting like you can't walk. You sitting out here acting like you can't move. Get up, get out, and go get something. I think that's what that meant back in the church days. I don't know. Rise and walk. Rise and walk. Look at that. May Inc. said, man, I have something that can help as well. Many of us do, brother. Many of us got answers. We got money solutions to a lot of people's problems, but they're not seeking the solution. They're seeking a quick fix. And that quick fix is money, which I keep telling you guys, money is the lowest form of wealth there is. If I give you wisdom, you'll never be broke. See, money is the lowest form. It goes out. It's here today, gone tomorrow. But if you get wisdom, this is the reason why Solomon asked for wisdom. He said, Lord, just give me the wisdom to be able to manage all this stuff. And God said, well, because you didn't ask me for money, because you asked me for wisdom, well, I'm going to give you the wisdom and I'm going to give you some money. Isn't that interesting? But we got people over here praying for money. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. So I was like, wow, we have so many brothers and sisters. I'm not just talking about the sisters, brothers and sisters who putting on the front, putting on the image for the Instagram, putting on the image for the YouTube, putting on the image for the Facebook, but then they look at their bank account. Matter of fact, my good brother put this meme up today. I said, man, that's right on time. Let's see if I can find it. He said this, and I got a couple of them for you. Now, let me tell you this before I share that with you. Now, here's what's interesting. While I was walking my dog this morning, and I was kind of thinking about this, like, how can I help this woman? Like, this is, it's kind of mind-boggling. Now, I realize that now it's 2020. Like, that's my gift. My gift, the reason why God keeps blessing me is because I truly have a heart to bless other people. And you would be amazed. While I was sitting there trying to figure out a solution for her, my phone rang. This is at 5:30 in the morning. I'm like, who calling me at 5:30 from an unknown number? They must be crazy, right? I answer the phone. Thanks for calling the RGJ Black Bazaar. This is Evan. Oh, hey, I didn't think somebody was going to answer the phone. I'm looking here. I see some shower curtains. I'm interested in them. Talk to the lady for a minute. She's about to make an order, a $40 order. Now, some of y'all don't get it. And I keep telling you the philosophy that I live by. If I help enough other people get what they want, I have everything that I want. I believe God was just showing me right there. Brother, you keep doing what you've been doing. You keep trying to help as many people as you can, no matter how they treat you. And I'm going to take care of you. I believe that's what God was saying to me this morning. Because I'm over here wrecking my head trying to figure, now this is my ex. Obviously, I got some emotional attachment. But I'm just like, you know what? Regardless of what you say, regardless of you hanging up on my face, regardless of your insults, it don't matter. Let's get some money today. Let's fix your money problem. Lo and behold, phone call come in 5:30 in the morning. I'd like to place an order with you. I'm like, well, how did you see my stuff? Are you on the website? No, I saw it on Facebook. And I just clicked it and it just called. Oh, okay. So I sent them over the email, the website, so I can check out other designs. Lady said, I don't really like to get my credit card information over the internet, but I'm going to go to Walmart today and go pick me up one of those cards so I can go buy me some shower curtains. Wow. Wow. If you help enough other people, everybody putting God so help others. Regardless, you got to understand that God wants you to be rich. God has a plan for you, even if you don't have a plan for yourself. You must accept this and do what God has told you to do. Help other people. If you help enough other people get what they want, you'll have everything that you want. But when you wake up every day and all you're thinking about is you, all you're thinking about is your bills, all you're thinking about is your rent, all you're thinking about is you. God said, I didn't put you here just for you. I put you here for your brothers, your brethren, other people. So my brother, two brothers put some stuff out this morning. I put it on my notes. I said, I want to share this with you guys this morning. One meme said this. Said people with purpose and goals have no time for drama. They invest their energy in things that will add value to their life and others. I'll read that again. People with purpose and goals. Did you wake up this morning on purpose? Did you wake up this morning with a goal in mind? You see, when I woke up this morning, I'm going to tell you, obviously I went on my walk and all that stuff, but I started thinking about how to get rich. It's Thursday. I'm already thinking about Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's my money days. Weekends are made to get rich. I'm already planning. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. I'm going down to Augusta. That's in between Georgia and South Carolina. I'm going to take me some Georgia sheets. I'm going to go get me some South Carolina sheets. I'm getting ready. I'm already planning it out. I'm like, okay, I got to get it's getting cold. I got to get me some snow hats. I got to get me some blankets. Oh, yeah, I'm going down there. I'm ready. See, I'm already planning to win. I'm already planning to get rich. So here's what happens when you plan. When it's go time, all you got to do is execute. Not only that, My Facebook hit me. Everybody on Facebook hit me up. Hey, I want to get some sheets. Hey, I want to get some tapestries. Everybody hit me up, ready to spend some money with me today. Now, this is not a coincidence. It's all because I put myself in a humbling position, put myself in a position where I'm insulted for saying no, put myself in a position where I'm willing to help you regardless because I love unconditionally. And God says, you know what? I can use you. Yeah, here's some more blessings. Here's some more money coming in. You're managing that money well. One of the first things God said was he wants you to be a good steward. Be a good manager of all the wealth and all the resources and all the stuff that comes into your hand. Now, what's interesting to me is, although that's what God says, for some strange reason, we missed that part in the Bible. We missed that part going to church. I'm telling you, I want you to understand, especially y'all Christians out there, read the Bible. Damn church. Now, I don't mean don't go to church. Go if you want to go. But I'm telling you, it's way more important that you read the Bible than go to church. There's stuff in there you'll never get to because the pastor can only give you, 352 weeks in a year. He can only give you 52 messages. But it's 365 days in the year. So you can get 365 messages. Which one you going to choose? The Bible is the number one financial literacy book ever written. We should have no reason why we complain about financial education when we got a financial education book in front of us that we won't read. Okay. So purpose and goals. Do you got a goal this morning? Do you got a goal this weekend? Do you got a goal for the rest of the year? Have you determined your purpose? Well, God has said, this is what I need you to do. This is the area I want you to have the biggest impact. Purpose and goals. See, I'm on purpose. I didn't even give it 2 seconds. I ain't giving it 2 thoughts when she was insulting me. I ain't care. It don't matter to me. You ain't paying my bills. You asking me for help. Hey, I understand. You still got to grow up. Hey, it's all good. You want to get some money? Because that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help people get out of debt and get rich. That's why people call me. You ready to get out of debt and get rich? Well, hey, if you ain't ready to do that, that's what I help people with. But on the flip side, we invest our energy and time in things that add value. So when people come into my life and they don't add value, when they leave, I don't miss them. Oh, let me say that again for the people in the back. When people come into my life and they don't add value to my life, when they disappear, and disappear they will, I don't miss them. Because I am all about value. You see, she came into my life to take something away. She didn't come into my life to add anything, but drama, but confusion. So she leaves, I ain't missing nothing. You know what? I ain't skipping a beat. I go right on with what I've been doing. Here's the second quote from another brother this morning. He said this: you can fool social media with your rise and grind, your make moves and silence posts, but you can't fool your bank account. Let me read that again. You can fool social media with your rise and grind, with your make moves and silence posts all you want, but you can't fool your bank account. When will your reality be more important than your image that you're trying to keep? See, I made the decision. It was hard. I'm telling you, it was difficult to move back in with moms and start to figure out, man, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I got to get this thing. It was a difficult decision. But you know what? I didn't care what no woman thought. I didn't care because they ain't living my life. I did not. I said it's just going to be what it was hard. I had pride. Was big. I was very prideful back then. It was hard. But it was one of the best decisions I ever made. Now I get a chance to take care of my mom, the most important woman in my life. Now I get to make sure that she don't retire broke. And I don't give a damn what y'all think. Y'all ain't living my life. I ain't living broke. I ain't living above my means. Matter of fact, I would recommend this to any household. Stay at home, build together. Group economics starts at home. Most black people don't want to talk like that. If I go talk to the Indians, I go talk to the Asians, I go talk to the Mexicans, they having this conversation like, yeah, that's smart. We're not worried about smart. We're not worried about being wise. We worried about looking good. We worry about keeping up with the Jones. We're not worried about being wise. We worry about looking good, making sure that when other people see us, they see us looking good, although we still broke, busted, and disgusted. Your choice. As for me and my house, I choose wealth. I choose rich. I choose prosperity. I choose living my life disciplined and on principle. As for me and my house. Now, what you do in your house, that's you. But when you come and you need help, and you ain't been one to learn how to fish, and you need some fish, I'm going to say, as for me and my house, we chose to learn how to fish. When will you? Now, I get it, right? You're desperate. Light's about to get cut off. You really do. I mean, the money is the first thing that's on your mind. I get it. You're willing to do anything at that point. And I'm like, man, if we can just get our people to be willing to do anything before they get to that point. Be willing to do anything to make sure that they're not broke. To be willing to do anything to get rich. To be willing to do anything to get out of debt. But for too many of us, it takes desperation. It takes desperation. We got to have our back against the wall before we tune in to this thing called imagination and creativity. And then we're like, oh, we're going to figure out a way to solve this problem. But the problem is, once the problem is solved, we go back to living how we've been living. We didn't learn. It's just like the children of Israel. They were going around this Mount Sinai for 3 years. It only took 3 days, but they were going around because they were stubborn. They wouldn't learn from their own mistakes. And now, let me take it a step further. What's even more hurtful, what's even more disappointing, but not disappointing, I don't know the word, is there's a son involved who's going to learn these same habits from his mother. Now, when I start talking like that, people get a little upset. And they don't realize that the kids are watching. They don't realize that the youth are being impacted. They don't realize they're going to do the exact same thing that you're doing. Look, trying to have an image, living above your means, staying broke, busted, and disgusted, getting to a place where you then use manipulation to try to get what you want. Now, brothers, they use a different type of manipulation. They don't use the batting of their eyes and the cute face or what lipstick and all that. It's a different type of manipulation for the brothers. I'm gonna leave it there. I recommend, whether it's a boys and girls club, whether it's the church, wherever you can find men, real men, put your children around them if the man ain't in the house. If it's at the T-ball field where you got a great coach who's a real man, put your boys in front, and your girls. If the man ain't in the house, find somewhere where you can put your children in front of men that you trust and that you see they got good character. I know it's tough, but we made those decisions too. And we are going to have to do what we got to do with the decisions that we made. Boys Academy, I don't know. Y'all figure that out. I'm just saying we got to start putting our children, especially if we got these broken homes, Put our children around some men. It's enough women. Find somewhere so that some men can have some type of impact. Boy Scouts, I don't know. Find some men that can have an influence. Not just on your children, by the way. On you. To have some influence on you. Like, no, yeah, I see how you see that. I see how you take, but here's another perspective on that same situation. Here's how some of us dudes kind of think about this stuff. And maybe give you a balanced perspective. But this is what's happening. And I'm one of the few brothers, a few people I know who ain't afraid to talk about it. Whether you like me or not. Because I don't care whether you like me. Really, I don't care about that because I don't really care what you think. What I do care about is our community. What I do care about is you not being broke because it leads to other stuff. That's what I care about. You getting out of debt and you getting rich. And when you're ready to do that, you know who to call. The teacher. Not the preacher. I ain't preaching. I might feel like I'm preaching today. I'm only preaching because I want you to show up to class so you can learn. I do a lot of teaching. I do way more teaching than I do preaching. I think preaching is good. I think that sparks the interest. Yes. But preaching ain't enough. We need more teachers to show you, not just tell you, to show you how. You understand what I'm saying? But again, let's recap real quick, guys. Why do the broke stay broke? I think 3 main things. Attitude is number 1. Attitude is number 1. You piss off enough people. You burn enough bridges with your attitude. You thinking that you the God of the earth and you think you the goddess of the earth and all this BS. But you sitting over there, you're a God, but you ain't practicing God behavior. You're a goddess, but you ain't operating goddess behavior. That ain't in harmony. That's out of line. That's unstable. An image that you're trying to portray that you can't live up to. Attitude, lifestyle. Attitude, lifestyle, associations. Who you hanging with? You hanging around with other goddesses who can't live up to it? You hanging around with this God complex? Attitude, lifestyle, associations. These are the 3 main reasons. I probably come up with some more, but I came up with today. Why broke folk stay broke. It all comes down to choice. Black wealth is a black choice. Black wealth is a black choice. In the comments below, I'd like for you to share something that you learned today. I don't do this just to do this. I'm not really, y'all might think I'm a preacher. I'm really not. I know what the hell I'm talking about. But I do this to make a difference. Hopefully it sparks something inside of you, makes you think a little bit different. Well, I never thought about it that way. Well, he may have a point. He may be wrong. It doesn't matter. But if I can make you think, that's a good thing. If I could just make you think, that's a good thing. What'd you learn today? I'm basically asking you, was this worth your time and why? Was this worth your time and why? We must understand this, people, and I know I talk fast and type, that for things to change for us, for my life to change, for my bank account to change, for my community to change, for things to change, we must change. And how do we change? We got to change the way we think. And until that changes, nothing changes. Until that changes, until we change the way that we think, nothing changes. It's just all talk, idle chatter, which leads only to poverty. Made Inc., man, my brain says sometimes you got to take a step back to take a leap forward. Absolutely. Sometimes you got to do that. There's nothing wrong with that. If you put it in your plan, shit. I'm tired of being broke, so I'm gonna plan to get rich. If that causes me to make some sacrifices, that's what I do. It's all about your end goal. Where you want to be. Simon Moore said, guys and goddesses are because they act as such, not because they look as such. Oh, Lord. You better get it. Attitude, lifestyle, association. Well, it's Thursday, guys. I recommend that you start working on your get rich weekend plan. Because weekends are made to get rich. We got 1.7, 1.3, something like that, $1 trillion of spending power. We're going to go on the weekends. That's what black folk do. We're going to go out on the weekend. We're going to spend money. What I decided to do in my life, because I can't stop black folk from spending money, is I said, well, at least I'm going to make sure that they can spend it with me. So I'll be the conduit for us to have practice group economics. I'll be the conduit and say, hey, that money's still staying in the community, and I'm going to do something good with it. Y'all know what my goal is, build a money school to teach everybody about money that want to come to class. That's right, man. Peter Grant, my main man, he ready with that chronic killers. I got $150 in chronic at the house and $250 in the mail on the way. He ready to get rich. He ready to change the landscape of his finances. He's ready to have more so he can do more. But he's planning to get rich. He's got another 250. That mean he planning to sell that 150. That 150 got to go. That's what I'll be getting to it, Mr. Grant. I'll be like, these sheets, they got to go. And they gonna go this weekend. They got to go. I command things to happen. I tell God, these sheets got to go. God say, okay. That $150 got to go, Mr. Grant. God says, okay. He says yes and amen. That's right. Peter Grant said, cut the people off that don't add value to your life. Now, I want you guys to understand, I cut people off, but I still make myself available. I cut people off, but I still make myself available. Why? Because I've been blessed with a curse that I don't give up on people. God did not give up on me, and I'm not giving up on other people. Weekends are made to get rich. All right, my beautiful people, man. Hey, it's a terrific Thursday. I hope you're ready to get up, get out, and go get something. I'm ERGJ, Certified Financial Educator. I want you to remember this, that it takes a village. It starts with us. Let's build as we climb together. We all we got, people. Matter of fact, we all we need. And thank God, that's more than enough. Until next episode, you know what time it is. Mr. DJ, hit the music.
The new Black Wall Street. Thanks you for joining the show. We gave a lot of great tips, but it's time to go. Take the knowledge we shared, hope you use it and grow. We'll see you all there at the next episode of The New Black Wall Street. The New Black Wall Street.